Eric Barnes with the Daily Memphian, and welcome to The Sidebar, a weekly show on the community, arts, culture, and more. Today we're talking with folks from the Mid-South Latino Chamber of Commerce, so stay with us for the conversation. Alex Matlock and Sylvia Leon, thanks for being here.
Thank you for inviting us.
Yeah, Sylvia, you're the executive director of the Latino Chamber of Commerce.
That is correct.
And Alex, you're current president of the board and founder, or one of the founders of the Latino Chamber of Commerce.
Correct. I'm the founder and current president of the Mid-South Latino Chamber of Commerce.
Okay. And we'll talk about some of the other things you do in the community, and we'll talk about what the chamber does and the work in normal times. And this is not a political show, and we chatted about this a little bit before. It's not behind the headlines, the show I do over at WKNO, where I wear a tie and we talk about, and really break down the issues. But I think it'd be really tone deaf if we didn't talk about a very strange time in the Latino, Hispanic community nationally and in the Mid-South. And so just your thoughts from the chamber perspective or from your personal perspectives of how, maybe let's start with this. How has the Latino Chamber's work changed in the last months, both with a big crackdown on immigration that some would say started really a year ago and accelerated, and then obviously the task force being in town? And I don't know who wants to take that question first.
Well, I can tell you that definitely the impact in businesses it's remarkable, and not just Latino businesses, because we talk about so much in other capacity that other businesses are really affected because a lot of customers are Latino customers, and we have to really take in consideration that the big economic impact of Latinos in the local economy is massive. We have our community. We buy homes, we buy cars, we
shop in stores,
restaurants,
yeah.
Exactly. So that is being impacted, and you can really see by talking to so many of the businesses that sales are not there, yeah. And people are really scared to just go out. And what it's bad is not just the undocumented, but also anyone that look like that is not from here can be stopped and questioned. And so you have to be prepared to, I have my passport, I have my U.S. passport. But anyway, it's just the in general, the feeling and the fear in the atmosphere. Yeah. It is.
I was at a Grizzlies game as we record this, Tuesday? And so I was at a Grizzlies game Monday night and going through security, and you got to do the thing. And the guy in front of me had his passport, and I thought, wait, why does he have, oh, yeah, of course. And we just walked by, all of us, and I'm a, 50-something-year-old white guy. I was not feeling, that's just the nature of the thing. But there were ICE, there were National Guard, there were NPD, there was every sort of alphabet soup of law enforcement, all just, it seemed perfectly pleasant. But of course this guy has his passport with him.
Yes, because even that I'm a citizen, nobody knows that. Like my ID doesn't say you're a U.S. citizen. So now What do you prove? Like if somebody stops you in the streets, like a police officer, you hear so many stories that you don't know if they're going to tell you like, oh no, you're an immigrant, you don't have papers, even that your ID might show your that you have a social security and information there, they might take you, because I have heard of stories where they take people, and after they're clarified that they're legal citizens, they don't release them. So what's the point of going through all of that process? It's just better to go with your passport or your citizenship or something, so that people will know that. But it's also kind of dangerous, because if you lose your citizenship or if you lose your passport, like that's really bad. So
what is the population of Hispanic Latino population in Memphis, in the Memphis area? Is it?
Well, we have an estimate.
Yeah.
It's I think it's over 80,000 at this point. The Hispanic population.
Yeah.
And that was probably some of the numbers back a couple of years ago. So at this point, it could be 90, 95. in Shelby County.
I think last time I talked to Mauricio Calvo, who I'm sure you all know,
of course,
he talked about nearly 10% of the population. So,
yes,
because we don't think nationally. This is just like stereotypically nationally, you don't think of Memphis as having a big Hispanic. It does.
It does.
It has grown in the last 5 to 6 years, like a lot. Like it's not the same. Like I came 20 years ago. It's not the same 20 years ago than now. Now you used to only have like people from Mexico or a few from Venezuela, a few from Colombia. Now you have a lot of everywhere. Like a lot of people from Venezuela, a lot of people from Colombia, from Honduras, from like different places.
Yeah.
So
you talked about patrons and people buying food and going about their lives and not that being a hit to business. There's also a whole lot of people who, at least all this is so secondhand, right? But it seems like when I talk to people in restaurants, a lot of people not coming to work because they're nervous. You hear about construction and I mean areas that have big concentrations of people Hispanic background, labor costs going up because there are fewer people coming across the border, and then people now are afraid to go to work because they don't want to get picked up. Do you, with the businesses, you guys, again, back to the chamber, that's a big concern, I assume, for all kinds of business, but Latino-owned businesses maybe especially. Yeah,
yes,
you're nodding.
It's really concerning. Like people don't want to go out and work. People are scared, so they're staying at home. So it's, as you said, even if it's an American restaurant, maybe the back house is Hispanic and maybe they're not coming to work. Maybe staffing agencies, people are not showing up to work because they have heard that people are going to the warehouses. So people are not working in those areas. People are not sending their kids to school, which is something that it's not good.
It's like COVID all over.
But it's just,
it's so awful, except with more fear. I mean, COVID was scary in its way, but it was like if you isolated, you knew you were pretty safe and you felt like there was going to be an end to it. We can move on from this. But one other question for y'all, like one of the things just from a news point of view, we really struggle because so many of the stories, you talked about people whose IDs have been picked up, it's also second and third hand. And so, I'm not saying it's not happening, but we kind of really struggle to get the detail and the level of corroboration we need. How many people, what is your sense of how many people are being picked up or detained, or is it, and how widespread it is or isn't? Or are you also it's a lot of anecdotal secondhand information that you get?
I have known from people that has happened to them or somebody close to them. And I don't know how many people, I just know the areas where it's happening. Like in Summer Avenue, like you see the ICE people, you see the Army, you see people there, the National Guard on Summer Avenue, you see it in Winchester, you see it in different areas where the Hispanic population, it's the biggest one. I don't see it, I live around Cordova, I don't see it around that area, but it doesn't mean that they're not there. I'm just saying that the streets where they are the most is those Hispanic, where the Hispanics hang out, let's say it that way. So in Summer Avenue, people are afraid to go in through Summer Avenue because there's a lot of, National Guard and ICE people and all of that.
Alex, thoughts?
Well, there's a lot of communication directly in Facebook groups. So very, very active. There's a group that it's posting a lot cases directly on Facebook groups, keeping them. We spotted ICE here and things like that. So social media has been very, very, very critical to maintain the community informed of what's going on or recent cases. But I would say, according to some of the numbers that I have picked from, for example, Vecindarios 901. It could be 200-300 people. Yeah. And the problem is people with no really criminal records or things like that. Is just the fact that the documentation. But I wanna really touch on something that if that's the case, it is very, very difficult to do a legal immigration to this country. My personal case that I started with a special visa and I changed to another visa, my whole process from my first visa to be a citizenship was 20 years.
It's amazing.
So it was 20 years. And this is with credentials, with professions and things like that. So it's not easy. It's not easy. And these people really, the community, they pay taxes. Because I see it firsthand for my job. What I do, they pay taxes, they purchase homes, they invest in the community. Yeah.
And you work at a bank separate from the
exactly.
You work at a local bank.
I work for a bank, and I see so much right now, and this is national. The people that are buying homes. The statistics are more Latinos are buying homes all across the country more than any other segment in the country. Yes, and each time it's younger and younger. So young Latinos are purchasing homes more than any other groups in United States.
Again, I'll remind everyone we're here with Alex Matlock and Sylvia Leon from the Mid-South Latino Chamber of Commerce. From the business community, from the members you have and the folks you work with, is there a sense of helplessness, or is there a lobbying effort? Is there talking to senators and representatives, or is it just trying to hunker down, sometimes literally, and weather the storm?
Probably the second at this point, because it's really. We are so much. Everything happened so quick. It has been like a storm, and really, our mission really does not take any political view. Obviously, the chamber, but also at the same time, we are connectors. So the only thing that we can do is listen, educate, and inform, and bring some kind of hope, I guess, but and connect with resources basically. So we are connectors on that. But other than that, it's not that we're going to go and talk to at this point to a senator, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Sylvia, thoughts on that? I mean,
what we try is to support each other, and that's what I think the small businesses are trying to do, just support each other. Like, there's not much that I can do other than that. Just, if I know that you have a restaurant, I might go and buy you one day, and the next day you will come and buy to me. Like, that's all that we can do. Like, pay it forward. Like, try to support each other. That's the only thing that I think small businesses are doing, and that's it. I mean,
yeah. Let me take a moment and remind everyone we're here with Sylvia Leon. She is Executive Director of the Mid-South Latino Chamber of Commerce, along with Alex Matlock, who is founder of the Chamber and current president of the board. I'll remind everyone, I'm Eric Barnes. This is The Sidebar. It airs here on WYXR 91.7 every Thursday at 11:30, focused on the community, arts, culture, everything in between. It is not just a radio show, though. It's one of many podcasts we do at the Daily Memphian, including our morning podcast, the AM/DM, with Natalie Van Gundy, who's sitting next to me and produces all of our podcasts and video, along with Mary Casciola. If you're not listening to AM/DM, you should be. It's 5 days a week. Great morning podcast, a deep dive on one story and lots of quick hits on the news of the day. We also have our Memphis Grizzlies podcast that is in full gear right now with Drew Hill and Chris Harrington, and our food podcast, Soundbites, hosted by Holly Whitfield. Soundbites also airs here on WYXR every Thursday at 11 a.m. We also host the podcast version of Behind the Headlines, the TV show that we produce with the folks at WKNO every week. All of our podcasts are on the Daily Memphian site, as well as iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. And we're going to start video podcasts soon, aren't we, Natalie? We're very excited about this. Some of us are very excited about this. Everyone wants to watch people do podcasts on video now. I don't know why, but they do. And so we're going to be getting into that now that we're in our new studio. So that's a big 2026 thing that some of us at this table are extremely excited about doing.
The ones that don't have to edit.
The ones that don't have to edit the video. Yeah, we come in, we do it, it's all done. Then it just goes live. Like, we could make all this just on our iPhones, right, Natalie? Right? You just take an iPhone, you can make a movie.
I think you should. Okay,
we'll do that for 2026. Or we'll finish building out the studio. Again, it talks about where the podcasts are available. Also, this show and sound bites are available at WYXR, WYXR.org. If you're not a supporter of WYXR, it is nonprofit listener-supported radio, so you can become a member and get all kinds of benefits. You can do a one-off donation at the website. Also, if you're not a paid subscriber to the Daily Memphian, do become one, because Mary Casciola, Sylvia's sister-in-law, needs to eat. Okay, so basically do it for Mary and do it for Sylvia right now. No, but we are nonprofit, the largest newsroom in the region, almost 40 people, plus a lot of freelancers. Paid subscriptions pay for about half of what we do. We have advertising, sponsorships, events, but about 20% of what we do is paid for by donations. That's at dailymemphian.com. Coming up soon on the sidebar, Grind City Amp. People know the Grind City Brewery, and they are starting a whole music series in their whole venue, their outdoor amphitheater. It's a beautiful, cool, really interesting space. Up in North Memphis. And recently we had folks from the First Sunday Jazz Jam pop-up series that is through the Center for Southern Folklore. We also had Quincy Morris from the Klondike and Smoky City Community Development Corporation. On Behind the Headlines, coming up soon, a big guest, Justin Pearson. That's next week, the state House representative, as well as candidate for the U.S. House rep seat that Steve Cohen now holds. That's Justin Pearson coming up in 2 weeks. We recently had folks from Millington talking about all kinds of interesting, really totally unexpected things going on in Millington right now. We had Josh Spickler and Cardell Oren talking about the Memphis Safe Task Force. We had Paul Young talking about that, and mostly that, but also some other things, the mayor of Memphis. And we had a group of county commissioners, all different perspectives on the Memphis Safe Task Force and the federal intervention here in Memphis. And more shows like that coming up soon. Last bit of housekeeping, our commercial real estate seminar, which is our biggest seminar generally of the year, is coming up December 4th at 3 p.m. Mayor Paul Young will be keynoting that. He'll talk for a bit, do a Q&A with me. Then we'll have a bunch of CRE, commercial real estate folks talking about business in Memphis. If you're not in real estate, it's still super interesting because there's just a whole lot of conversation about what's going on, what's not going on, where the local economy is going, how national trends are affecting Memphis. That is December 4th at 3 p.m. at the Botanic Garden. You do need tickets, so you can go to Eventbrite, search for Daily Memphian, and buy your tickets there, or you can go to the Daily Memphian site, navigate your way to seminars. But we are still here with Alex Matlock and Sylvia Leon from the Mid-South Latino Chamber of Commerce. In normal times, and when we get back to normal times, moment of silence, we will get back to normal times. The chamber is focused, the Latino Chamber is focused on what? You founded, Alex? I mean, it was founded why and when and how, what is that mission?
Absolutely, yes. It was founded in September of 2014, and with the intent of unite entrepreneurs and professionals with Latinos. So from the very beginning, we thought, okay, we are all inclusive. This is a great platform for Latino entrepreneurs and Latino professionals to really encounter opportunities with other segments that maybe normally they will not have the opportunity to meet. Because sometimes the society is like in silos, and you have to break that. And that's the vision from the very beginning. And just be the voice of the entrepreneurs, be a source of information, a source of education, empowerment, and especially that network that it has been built with the years through our events, our mixers, our luncheons. We have quarterly luncheons, and we have very, very powerful keynote speakers every time. And the connections from all those events, it's really remarkable. I mean, we can really see businesses doing business one with another. So it has been absolutely a great experience. And most important is, I have been here also 20 years. And during these 20 years, I have seen other Latino organizations trying to do some kind of Latino chamber role, but they come and go. And that was also something that I said the Mid-South Latino Chamber of Commerce came to Memphis to stay. And we have to support the chamber. There's no other chamber in Memphis for Latinos but the Mid-South Latino Chamber of Commerce. So we're here to stay. Anyone that would like to be part of the chamber, everybody is welcome to join the chamber. And most recently, we're very excited to really announce that we have now our 501c3 side that is called the Mid-South Latino Foundation. So much more to come for 2026 because we're going to really, really have a big impact through the foundation as well.
For you, Sylvia, how long have you been involved with the chamber?
Like a year and a half.
Oh, okay. So
or 2 years.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, you came in at a quiet time.
Yes.
It's 2 years.
Yeah, maybe closer to 2 years.
2 years.
Yes.
And all that and more in terms of what the chamber is about? I mean...
Yes. What I like, it's our networking events because somebody comes and they don't know anybody in the industry and they're like, oh, I do decorations. And I just introduce them or they introduce themselves to people that might be interested in their decorations. And I think that's the beauty of it, that everybody that goes to our events are willing to help others and to support those small businesses that are just starting. And they encourage them to keep on going. They give them businesses. And I think that's really great.
You know, stereotypes are always dangerous, but I mean these stereotypes in the best possible way. I think of people in the Hispanic Latino community in Memphis, you talked about entrepreneurs, as some of the most entrepreneurial people and some of the hardest working people. And, you know, in restaurants, we do a lot of stuff on food, and I've done a fair amount on it. That is not an easy business. We're going to talk about, you have a restaurant here at any level, from the front of the house to the back of the house to the financing, the cooking, everything about it's not easy. Construction, and I mean, it's just, you know, it's not easy work. And is that part of a Latino mindset? Is it part of an immigrant mindset? Is it both of those things? Or am I just being stereotypical and that's not helpful?
I would say it's both because the Latino per se, it's very entrepreneurial person. And plus the fact that you are given the opportunity to be somewhere else and hey, I really need to make this going. So sometimes plan A is plan B, plan B is plan A. So let's make it work. Let's make it work. And it's also the gratitude of the opportunity to make our lives or their lives better for generations to come.
Yeah.
So, and also the fact that immigrants in general don't take things for granted. That's something really very strong, and not just from the Latino community, but if you see all across any immigrant is just that sense of, okay, I'm not gonna take anything for granted. I will make it happen, and what can I contribute with the country that welcomed me.
Yeah. I saw you nodding, Sylvia.
Yeah, all of that. And I think that immigrants are like, they come here and they have a profession, but they cannot do what their profession says. So opening a business, it's like easier for them than trying to find a job with their profession that here you don't have a valid title for it. So you try to do whatever you learn, like back in your country, you try to do that same thing here. But with your own business, you can do it. Working for somebody is not the same thing. So I think it has to do a lot with that also.
Yeah.
Like my brother, he graduated as an attorney back in Venezuela. Like at the beginning, he couldn't be an attorney here. He had to go through a lot of exams, so in the meanwhile, he was doing other things while he was able to be an attorney, like things like that.
Your brother, I know a little bit. Again, Mary Castro, our editorial director and host of AMDM. It is striking to me. I saw him at a gathering recently and was talking to about, I didn't know his y'all's full story of your journey here, and we can talk as much or as little as you want. But it did strike me that so many people who do immigrate from a country don't end up in their profession. It's striking that he did.
Yes.
In a very different kind of law. It took him but a lot of people, that just doesn't work out. And it resonated that, wow, that is the exception, not the rule, you know? So, with 3-4 minutes left, where do you see, I mean, again, it's hard right now. The question I would normally ask, and it'd be a normal question, would be, how do you see the Latino community changing and growing and evolving over the next 5 to 10 years? Maybe that's a whole different question right now because of what's going on. But you talked to Alex about being here for 20 years. I don't know how long you've been in the country, about 20 years. Where do you see it evolving? But is that just impossible to even answer right now?
I don't think it is. I think what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So just keep on going. Right. I think Latinos, something that characterizes us is that we keep fighting. We keep doing what we think it's right, and we just keep going for what we want. We make our goals like, I want to do this in 5 years, and it doesn't matter how many obstacles you're going to find in your way, you're going to make it happen. I think that's how we Latinos are built.
And the other thing that is really happening in the Mid-South, and especially in Memphis, is we have more first-generation kids being born here, and now first and second generation U.S. citizens. So that first generation right now, they could be 22, 23, 24, so which are bilingual, bicultural. So we are like in a very interesting transition where we are now into the second generation of Latinos being born here. So that will make the city stronger because these are U.S. citizens and the beauty is like all these, I would say, kids are fully bilingual, bicultural, and contributing also with the fabric of the city.
Yeah. Just a minute left here. Thank you both for being here, first of all. Especially, this is just really strange and difficult and painful time. And thank you for sharing both your personal stories and for everything you've talked about today. So I really appreciate that immensely. I always ask a silly question at the end. So now we're going to transition back to silliness, which is, what was the first concert you went to?
Ooh. Well, here in the United States, U2.
Oh!
In New Jersey.
Nice.
Love it.
The Meadowlands, the big outdoor one, or the indoor closed one?
Was in the...
I can't remember what that arena is called.
MedLife, I think.
Yes. Okay.
But that was it.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Roughly what year was that?
Ooh, wow. Back in 1994.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's funny because we were trying to think where we'd met before we started, and I was not at that show, but I was at the Robert Plant, Jimmy Page show that same year. So maybe there was some sort of, we were really, there was that same arena with the orchestra and the whole thing. That's really good. That's a good one. But the first show you ever went to, that's the first show in the United States. Do you remember the first show you went to? I'm pressing you.
Wow. Sorry. Yes. I don't know if it's the first one,
sure.
Soda Stereo. Soda Stereo was like Spanish rock.
Okay.
I'm from Colombia.
Okay.
So that was an amazing show in Colombia.
Okay. And Sylvia?
For me, it was Franco De Vita, which is it was back in Venezuela. It was a very nice concert. And then in the United States, I think it was Bruno Mars. Like, I was impressed. I didn't know half of the songs. But I think that was my first concert here, and it was great.
Was that here in Memphis?
In Memphis, yeah. I came straight to Memphis.
You came straight from
Memphis.
Okay. Thank you both, and thanks for putting up with that question. Sylvia Leon is Executive Director of the Mid-South Latino Chamber of Commerce. Alex Matlock is the organization's founder and current chair. You can learn more, go online, look up the Latino Chamber. Thanks very much for being here. Thank you all for listening. That is all the time we have this week. We'll see you again next week.